we've got to do now, because the job is never finished, is to hold on to that next season, isn't it?
I think Archie will have to hold on to it a bit longer than next season. I think we'll have to be doing this on a regular basis, and hopefully we will.
5 years as Graham Souness's number 2 had given Walter Smith, the former Dumbarton and Dundee United player and lifelong Rangers fan, the perfect qualifications to take over as the new Rangers manager. His first task, of course, had been to recruit an assistant, and he had decided to bring north from Old Trafford an old friend, Archie Knox. Together, the pair would embark upon their first full season in charge, plan their assault on the league title and attempt to make it 4 in a row. The summer of '91 had been a time of change at Ibrox, the stadium itself still undergoing its multi-million-pound reconstruction. And Walter Smith had also set about creating his Rangers team. There had to be changes. Just how many surprised some of the fans. Out, for example, went English international goalkeeper Chris Woods. In came the Scottish international keeper Andy Goram from Hibernian. Also heading south were fullbacks Tom Cowan and Stuart Munro. In their place, that fine young Aberdeen fullback, David Robertson. Terry Hurlock, who had become a great favourite with the fans, also left Ibrox. In his place, another Scottish internationalist, Stuart McCall from Everton. £5 million for Trevor Stephen from Marseille was an offer Walter Smith simply couldn't refuse. But at £2.2 million from Sampdoria, Alexei Mikhailichenko represented a good bit of business. Mark Walters and eventually Maurice Johnston were both to head for Merseyside. Their pegs would be filled in turn by Paul Rideout, who signed for Notts County, and Dale Gordon from Norwich City. There was to be a new face on the board as well. Lifelong Rangers fan Donald Finlay QC exchanged his seat in the Govan stand for one in the director's box. And so to the opening day of season 91-92, 35,000 at Ibrox on August the 10th, the unfurling of the League Championship flag, and the team taking a bow in front of fans who fully expected another League Championship triumph. The opposition were St Johnstone, and Rangers were to begin the season in style.
Let in by Nisbet. And a bit of climbing there involving Haitley and Ingalls. The two players have clashed and the referee is going to take some action. But it looks as though it may well be a penalty kick to Rangers. So it's Maurice Johnston who'll take the penalty kick. And the opening goal for Rangers. Robertson again. Spikeman being hustled there by Davis. Showing a lot of confidence. That's for Housetrap. Brilliant ball. Haitley.
Houstra, headed away by Turner. There's Trevor Stephen. And some activity again inside the penalty box off the ball. And the referee, Les Mottrup, has given another penalty kick to Rangers. Here's Johnston. Totally convincing. A second penalty kick from Maurice Johnston. Houstra with the corner. David Robertson retrieves the ball for Rangers. Ian Ferguson available just inside, trying to set himself a shooting chance. Oh, that's brilliant play from Ferguson. A goal of genuine quality and hugely enjoyed by the Rangers supporters. Fine tackle there by Stephen. There's Houstra. That's for Haitley. He's onside. A great chance for Haitley. Superbly finished. 5-goal deficit. And there the header from Haitley. That's the thought for Mark Haitley.
Final score 6-0, and Rangers could hardly have asked for a better start. In midweek, Motherwell were the visitors to Ibrox. Rob Mascat unintentionally gave Rangers an early lead. The second was to be Trevor Stephen's last with the club before his departure to the south of France. 2 more points for Rangers. On the Saturday, the first match away from home and the toughest test to date. Hearts at Tynecastle. There was to be an early shock for Rangers, and especially for Andy Goram.
Play by Gary Mackay. The early shot, the ball's in the net. A sensational goal for Hearts. Scott Crabb. 1 minute gone here at Tynecastle. Andy Goram. Well, he just can't believe it.
A disappointing 1-0 defeat and an early indication that Hearts would mount a realistic championship challenge. The following Saturday, Rangers were back in the rails against Dunfermline.
Houstra. Oh, wonderful goal! Houstra. McCall trying to find Robertson. Tremendous pace by Robertson. The chance on! Johnston! Just a little bit of slackness has crept into Rangers play. They'll want to get going again. Here comes Robertson. And the ball shot over the line from John Spencer. Yes, the referee awards a goal. Ferguson to McCoist. Well, look at the delight on the face of Ally McCoist.
Final score 4-0. And then to the real test. Celtic at Parkhead on the 31st of the month. Rangers had lost twice in successive weeks just a few months before. One interested spectator at Parkhead that August afternoon was 007 himself, Sean Connery. He was shaken, if not stirred, by events which followed.
This is Coyne. It was well read by Gough. McCall. Here's Haitley in the clear. It's a great chance for Rangers. Haitley against Bonner. Brilliant play from Haitley. Rangers take the lead. 35 minutes of the match gone. Ecstasy there for Haitley. The first real error in defence by Celtic through the middle. One pass beat the Celtic defence. Gillespie misjudged it. White couldn't get there quickly enough. But just look at the composure of Haitley here, going wide of Bonner to make certain. Well, it's played on well by Haitley for Johnston. Here's Haitley again, switching to his left foot. It's a second for Rangers. It's Mark Haitley once again. And Pat Bonner is utterly dejected. Well, the celebrations go on among the Rangers supporters. The goal came right out of the blue. Some great forward play involving Haitley initially with a head flick. Then Johnston with a return pass. There'll be an inquest here about how Haitley was allowed to get onto his better foot, the left. And then Pat Bonner will undoubtedly believe he should have saved that.
August also saw the beginning of Rangers' involvement in the Skoll Cup. The first goal against Queen's Park, scored in his first appearance by an old favourite, Ian Durrant. After that, it was the Maurice Johnston show. Final score 6-0. In the third round, Rangers stayed in Glasgow, travelling to Firhill to meet Partick Thistle. Maurice Johnson again showing his liking for this particular competition. And then a first goal in the light blue for new signing David Robertson. He was pleased. By the end of August then, Rangers lay third in the table behind Aberdeen and Hearts with just that one defeat at Tynecastle. But they had scored 14 goals in 5 games, and that was a portent of things to come. Player of the month? Well, that had to be Mark Hateley, didn't it? A hat-trick in the opening match against St Johnstone, and then those 2 at Celtic Park. Sadly, August also saw the untimely passing of Willie Thornton, one of Rangers' all-time greats. Latterly, his duties had included showing hundreds of Rangers fans around the trophy room. But as a player in the Bill Struth era, he had won championship and cup medals alike. His partnership with old friend Willie Waddle was always particularly productive for the Light Blues. His career was interrupted by the Second World War, a war in which he won the military medal. Willie Thornton will be sadly missed by everyone at Ibrox. Into September and back to Tynecastle, this time on Skull Cup business. Rangers looking for revenge.
David Robertson will reach Hateley. Oh, it's a lovely duck from McCoist. A terrific goal for Rangers. And McCoist is back with a bang.
Back to the league then, and a visit to Brockville.
This House-Trap, that's a very neat turn. Sending it across there for the opening goal from Scott Nisbet. Well, reverting to the role which took him to Ibrox in the first place. He went there as a striker, and that was a real striker's finish. Here's Mikhailichenko again. They spotted Westwater off his line. That's a great effort by Mikhailichenko. Right from the halfway line. Well, applause ringing around the stadium for Alexei Mikhailichenko. Hateley will try and get on the end of this. And he did. This House-Trap. And that settles it. It's a classic from House-Trap. Through the middle for Ally McCoist. Ally McCoist!
Rangers, though, were to drop a point, a late lapse in concentration allowing Duncan Ferguson to equalise for Dundee United. Perhaps their minds were on other things. The following Wednesday, the European Cup campaign was to begin in Czechoslovakia. A cup, of course, with a new format, one proposed by Rangers Secretary-Director Campbell Ogilvie. The last 8 of the European Cup is now played on a league basis rather than straight knockout. In the Edmiston club, Rangers fans watched the first leg in Czechoslovakia. Ally McCoist was carried off, and then Sparta took the lead with a freak goal. But hopes were still high that Rangers could overturn that 1-0 deficit in the second leg at Ibrox. Back to league business then, and a wet afternoon at Love Street, Paisley.
Durrant in support. And looking for the head of Hateley. House-Trap, and the ball's in the back of the net. Another incredible goal. Coach again organising his defence. Nisbet has moved up there. Ball right across the goal. Nisbet! Scott Nisbet has scored!
For me personally, it's great. Getting in to play for Rangers is great. Playing for the biggest club in Britain, it's great. It's an honour as well. So I'm just lucky.
But Scott Nisbet and Rangers' luck deserted them in the Skull Cup semi-final at Hampden.
McGraw who's chasing, and Goram gets a fist to it, only as far as Weir. What will Weir do here? And Wright, it's a goal for Hibs. It's Keith Wright who scored it. Hateley now trying to get away from McIntyre, and he isolated Hunter then. Johnson has the shot! Oh, it's in front of the post. McCoist is there for the rebound, and Burridge has recovered somehow.
Rangers failing to make the final for only the second time in 11 seasons. In the league, Rangers lay third at the end of September after a 2-0 home defeat by Aberdeen. Player of the month? Well, that had to be Scott Nisbet, whose assured displays in the centre of defence made him the most improved player in the Premier Division for September. October began with the vital second-leg European Cup tie against Sparta. Rangers 1-0 down.
McCoist and Johnston making runs there. It's cleared by Novotny. Mikhailichenko playing it in for McCall. Brabets leaves that to Kuba. The chance this time for McCall. And Rangers have done it! There's McCall. This is Spencer. Oh, that's fine play by Spencer, looking up now to see who's in space. Johnston! That's McCall, he does it again!
But at 2-0 up and with a place in the next round looking there for the taking, Rangers somehow contrived to lose the most bizarre goal, and with it, the cherished European dream for another season.
And the ball is in the net! Sparta have scored!
Rangers were to find the best cure for their European hangover, though, was to keep on scoring in the league. That goal against Hearts, Alexei Mikhailichenko's first for the club. But October ended with Rangers third on the table behind Aberdeen and Hearts, following a draw against Falkirk and defeat by Dundee United. Player of the month? Well, 9 goals in 6 games, a remarkable scoring record, was the first indication that this was to be a very special season for Ally McCoist. November opened with Celtic's visit to Ibrox, in a match which Nigel Spackman won't forget in a hurry.
Gary Stevens in space on the right. Playing it in there to McCoist. Ally McCoist for Rangers. Minutes gone. Joy for Rangers, the supporters, and for Ally McCoist. That's his 13th goal of the season. Spackman with the pass back to Cascarino, and equalises for Celtic.
Did the boys congratulate you after that?
I think not just the boys, but the crowd, the manager, everybody, yeah. And when I got home, I kicked where it hurts from the missus.
Nigel Spackman with tongue firmly in cheek. The smile soon returned to Walter Smith's face, though, after the signing of Dale Gordon, the man from Norwich making one of the most remarkable debuts in Rangers history. But a surprise 1-0 defeat at home by struggling St Mirren left Rangers 3 points behind Hearts at the end of the month. Player of the month had to be Dale Gordon. After that astonishing debut at East End Park, he added another against Motherwell to be Player of the Month for November. Rangers began December with the always difficult trip to Pittodrie and some spectacular scoring feats by Ally McCoist and Mark Hateley.
McCoist dummy allows Gordon to take over. That's a great effort by Gordon and by Hateley. A superb finish by Hateley. Hateley's ball inside, picked up by McCall. That's fine play by Hateley. His pace is good enough here. It's a great chance for Rangers. That was brilliant. The goal of supreme quality by Mark Hateley. Robertson looking for Hateley. Into the path of McCoist it goes. There's McLeish. McCoist gets the thought.
His nets off well forward. Into the path of Ally McCoist. 1-0 to Rangers. McCoist racing through again. And Hateley scores for Rangers. Gordon again showing lovely skills. McCall. A tremendous goal for Rangers.
We had some upsets early on out of the Scone Cup against Hibs. Got beat at home to Aberdeen, went out against Sparta. And it's then, you've got to sort of knuckle down and come through it.
4 days before Christmas, Rangers produced an extra present for their fans with the opening of the top deck of the remodelled main stand, a magnificent construction which took 17 months to complete at a cost of nearly £20 million. It seats 7,169 fans and brings the capacity of Ibrox up to 45,407. The range of fast foods on offer in the new club deck is a long way removed, but still includes the traditional pie and bovril. Ibrox is now set to fully comply with the terms of the Taylor Report and is clearly one of the finest stadia in world football. Happily for Rangers, the celebrations continued on the pitch as well. Ally McCoist's double and the 2-0 win was his 6th of the season. It saw Rangers end the month with 5 wins out of 5, a total of 13 goals, but still 2 points behind Hearts. For a succession of tenacious midfield performances, Player of the Month in December had to be Stuart McCall. Since 1971, the Rangers News has provided fans with all the behind-the-scenes information they require from Ibrox. In December, the news changed to a new magazine format, and it remains Britain's biggest-selling club newspaper. The news offices are based in the commercial department in Argyle House, behind the Gough stand. The commercial department supplies everything from videos to replica strips, champagne glasses to Rangers stereos. It's headed by commercial manager Bob Riley.
The product that I sell is Rangers Football Club. That product plays for an hour and a half at Ibrox on a Saturday afternoon. And if Mr McCoist or Mr Durrant or Mr Fustra score a lot of goals or more goals than the opposition, then my life is an awful lot easier. But that is the product. If they're successful, they have a high profile, then it is easier for me to sell Rangers Football Club to companies and indeed to individuals.
One item which is on sale to both companies and individuals is the sale of a seat at Ibrox through the Rangers bond. So successful has it been that there are now very few left. The man responsible for the marketing of the bond is old Rangers favourite and now club public relations executive John Gregg.
Good afternoon, can I help you? This is a labour of love for me. I didn't want to work for any other football club, either play for them or manage them or work for them in any capacity. This has been my life at Rangers Football Club since I was 16 years of age, and I just can't envisage myself at another club. My heart wouldn't be in it.
And it's that same dedication which Rangers apply to providing the best possible facilities for their fans.
People will not come just because it's Rangers. It's got to be Rangers associated with value, and value for money and quality, and I think that's what we are portraying here.
Back on the pitch, 1992 began in the best possible way for Rangers, with victory at Celtic Park.
Gasparino's header. There's Peter Grant turning straight into Spackman, who's strong enough to get through White. Here's Dale Gould. This is a good chance for Rangers, right on a half-time whistle. Cross to Hadley. Here's McCoist. It's first blood to Rangers, right on the half-time whistle. Galloway's corner driven in, and a bulleted header from Tony Mowbray. Gasparino retaining possession well. Brown picks up the loose ball in midfield though. That's for McCoist. Marshall is committed. And McCoist can't get up, and the referee's given a penalty. So it's Haitley against Marshall. Beautifully taken penalty kick. Rangers are back in front, and Haitley gets his 14th goal of the season. There's Craney setting it up for Galloway. Queuing up in the middle for this. Here's Collins setting it up for Paul McStay. It's a great effort by McStay, and the save from Andy Goram denies the Celtic captain. Haitley on the right, holding the play up for Stevens. Spackman again. John Brown's in the middle. Alstra on the left, McCoist in the inside right position. Here's Brown going all the way himself. That settles it! John Brown ends the match in a contest with that rifling left-foot shot.
I've been on the bench for a while, and had a game out against St Johnstone here. I got a goal, and the confidence started coming back. But special moment going to Parkhead and scoring in the last minute. That'll always stick with me.
A moment that will stick with Tom Sutherland, the freed Beirut hostage and former Rangers player, is the welcome he received when introduced to the crowd before the match with Hibs in mid-January. And he saw a Rangers victory too.
Richard Gough clipping it forward. And Dale Gordon has scored for Rangers.
McCall to Gordon. Gary Stevens running in support. Well, Gordon taking his eye off the ball, losing possession. Spackman now getting the better of McGinley there. Still Spackman playing it through to Ally McCoist, and the ball goes into the back of the net. It takes a deflection. 2-0 to Rangers.
Rangers then went on to make it 19 points out of 20 in the 10 games since the St Mirren defeat in November, with this win over Motherwell. January also saw the first silverware arrive at Ibrox, the Glasgow Cup, won by the club's under-18s. The month ended with Rangers finally on top of the table, 2 points clear of Hearts. Player of the month? Well, as much for his last-minute goal at Celtic Park at New Year as anything else, it was the bomber, John Brown. By common consent, the top-of-the-table clash at Tynecastle on the 1st of February was always going to go a long way towards deciding the title.
Back from McCoist to Mikhailichenko. David Robertson. Met there by McLaren. Good concerted pressure this though from Rangers. Rideout helps it on. There's Gordon. Back to McCoist! The goal's been coming, and it's supplied once again by Ally McCoist. The long throw caused the problem. Look at Rideout's part in this. He does well, heading it on there, and then Dale Gordon spots McCoist, tees it up for him with that header, and look at this for a blistering volley, which left Smith completely helpless.
Evans to McCoist. A little gap opening up there. Great play by McCoist and Dale Gordon. Ally McCoist, a magnificent goal for Rangers. Get it on there by McCall, McCoist, and there Mikhailichenko. Alexei Mikhailichenko.
In February, the club also announced a lucrative 5-year deal with Adidas for the new Rangers strip. But the team were back in familiar garb for the 5-0 win over Airdrie. The Airdrie game was also special for Paul Rideout, who finally notched his first goal for Rangers.
I felt I was playing quite well outside the box, but very edgy inside, and the longer it went on, the worse I was getting, so very relieved.
The month ended with Rangers no fewer than 7 points clear of Hearts at the top of the Premier Division. Player of the month was Andy Goram. He conceded only 1 league goal during February, took his total number of league shutouts to 18 and earned praise from manager Walter Smith.
Andy Goram, over the early spell of the season, was made aware that the Rangers goalkeepers are under a microscope, and he had a couple of errors that over the season now that we've seen him were unlike him, and there was a lot made of that in the media. But after that period he settled down, and I think over the season has shown that he's a great acquisition for Rangers, and I think he's played particularly well the last 6 months or so of the season, and it's had a lot to do with the fact that we've not lost that many goals.
And it's a magnificent save from Goram.
I think everyone knows it did affect me. There's no point in hiding it. I didn't think it could happen to me. You see confidence crisis with other people, but I didn't think it ever happened to me. Very difficult. Now it's all come good, you can turn around to a few people and have a laugh at them now.
It's a great save by Andy Goram.
March continued as February had ended. More Rangers victories, more Rangers goals. Not content with the best goals against record in the division, Andy Goram was saving penalties too. Ibrox's biggest crowd of the season rolled up for the first of 2 vital clashes with Celtic on March the 21st. Celtic were to win 2-0, a result which meant little in terms of the league championship and acted as a spur for Rangers for a more important win at Hampden 10 days later. Despite that disappointment, Walter Smith and Archie Knox were confident that the side could get back in the rails against St Johnstone at McDermott Park.
Durrant once again playing it in early this time. Hamilton coming to meet that. He's still committed. Down goes Spencer, and the penalty kick has been given. There's no look at all for Lindsay Hamilton. It was a brilliant stop initially, but Haitley gives Rangers the lead. This is Spencer. Now McCoist. Again, Haitley getting up well to that. No answer this time from the St Johnstone defence.
The 2 points at McDermott Park were hard earned, but there was more disappointment from Rangers when Mark Haitley sustained a last-second injury which looked very serious indeed. It was to keep Haitley out of 5 successive matches on the title run-in. March ended though with Rangers still holding a 5-point advantage over Hearts with just 6 games remaining. The player of the month was Alexei Mikhailichenko, whose marvellous skills in midfield were delighting the Rangers fans, as well as producing some important goals. April began with an Ally McCoist hat-trick in the 4-1 win over Falkirk, and then a trip to Tannadice with a chance of setting a new Premier Division goal-scoring record.
This is Durrant, now McCall, and the offside flag not up. There's Mikhailichenko! That's the goal which breaks the Premier Division scoring record. Rangers scoring goal number 91 in the league. The chance is on for McInerney! The equaliser for United! The corner will be taken by Durrant. In for Gordon. There's John Brown!
John Brown taking Rangers' total for the season to 92. As the management team know, the old cliché says, it's goals that count.
That's what people, the 40,000, come to see here every week, and the big travelling support that go with us. And they want to see entertaining football, they want to see goals being scored regular, and I think we've satisfied them this season in that score.
As for the record breaker himself, he expressed his delight as only he can.
Мне нравится играть здесь, мне нравится болельщик, атмосфера здесь. Very nice.
Just what we were thinking, Miko. The Tannadice win meant that the league title was finally within Rangers' grasp. And yet in the last few days before the vital match with St Mirren at Ibrox, there was very little sign of tension behind the scenes. It was pretty much business as usual, especially in the treatment room. Injuries are inevitable at every club, but Rangers are better equipped than most to deal with them, with Bill Collins able to call upon the very best high-tech equipment on offer. Chris Vinicum and long-term injury victim Brian Reid among the beneficiaries this time round.
Save instructions. Okay, right.
The dressing room banter continues very much as usual, with only Walter Smith perhaps giving a hint of the tension he must be feeling on the eve of the championship decider. The training sessions are fairly light. All the hard work has been done much earlier in the season. Ian Durrant's return to full fitness is a huge boost to everyone at Ibrox. He and Ally McCoist, as always, are the jokers in the pack. But come Saturday, before a crowd of 40,000 plus at Ibrox, everyone knows how much is at stake.
Ibrox Stadium packed to capacity and virtually entirely with Rangers supporters who are in celebration mood right at the start of the match. In anticipation of a championship won again this afternoon. Stickrod's layoff, there's McGowan and Torferson. Stickrod is onside, good ball across. Hewitt was too deep. Now trying to retrieve it. And across, posing no problems there for Andy Goram. McCoist going through here, the ball holding up in the breeze, and McCoist is going to score! The opening goal for Rangers in 19 minutes, and for McCoist it's goal number 34 of the season. A long kick out, caught there by the wind which carried the ball, then held it up there for McCoist to get there just ahead of money, and the rest was easy. That's Julian Bottle's header. Lambert. Vinicum and Brown showing a little bit of misunderstanding there, but came to no harm. And Vinicum showing his determination. He has Mikhailichenko inside. McCoist waiting in the middle. It's good play by Vinicum. This is Mikhailichenko. Back it comes to Stevens. 2-0 to Rangers. A goal which he's been threatening all afternoon. Well, this was down to the work done by Chris Vinicum. He worked so hard to get the ball in that position. Mikhailichenko with great vision looks up, spots Stevens, and just look at the way that was struck. Campbell Murray left completely without a hope. Well, it's only the second goal of the season for Gary Stevens, but he'll seldom score a better one. Hallstrom making for the byline, supported well by Vinicum. There's Hallstrom again. Now Durrant. McCoist on the turn. That's great play by McCoist. in-form striker, and that settles any arguments this afternoon for Rangers. Look at the way he turns, makes his space, hits out with a lot of power, and it's right into the corner. Oh, what a magnificent goal from McCoist. A very highly charged atmosphere when Rangers won the championship last season, the last day of the season against Aberdeen. It's not quite the same this afternoon. It's more of a party and no tension around, because St Mirren really have been playing second fiddle for most of the match. They're in trouble again as Mikhailichenko breaks, and there's the chance at Houstra. So 4-0 to Rangers, and Mikhailichenko again at the heart of another excellent Rangers move, sprinting forward, playing this in with the left foot, the wrong foot playing it in. Good handling initially by Money, but the easiest of tasks in the end for Peter Houstra. So Houstra collects goal number 5 of the season. The 90 minutes are up. The scarves are waving around the stadium. And there goes the final whistle. The championship is assured. And these Rangers supporters now can begin the celebrations in earnest. It's been a thoroughly convincing performance. A championship deservedly won. 2 goals in the end from McCoist. A great goal from Gary Stevens there. And the icing on the cake provided by Peter Houstra towards the end.
We are the champions, top of the Rangers charts for the 4th year in a row. And back in the dressing room, the celebrations begin.
I think we've only lost 5 games in 42 games or 41 games. It speaks for itself. You know? We've been very consistent this year, and I'm just glad we won the championship at home again.
Well, this is icing on the cake. After 3 years, I've been out for 3 years. This is icing on the cake. It's nice to finish. Well, I say finish to clinch it. You know, with a good performance. We came in at half time 1-0, a little bit flat, but the gaffer and Archie lifted us, and we went out full of confidence. And Gary's strike there just capped us on to have a good second half, and it's nice to win it in front of his own fans, you know.
We maybe struggled a little bit first half, second half was a good performance though.
We needed the goals to lift us.
We did. Thank you. Who got the goals again?
I think you got 2.
Thank you very much. End of interview.
They've never played like they played today.
Second half was better, wasn't it?
Tremendous.
Great.
When Archie and myself took over, we had only 4 games to go last season, so therefore it was Graham's team that we had to more or less guide through to the end of the season. But we had a lot of changes to make in the opening spell of the season, bringing in 4 or 5 new players in the early stages of the season, and that was a difficult period for us, and not without its hiccups. So after that, we can turn and say, yeah, it was our team that won the championship.
And won it well. Rangers 7 points clear of Celtic in second place, with still 3 games remaining. Man of the month for April, Gary Stevens, who scored against St Mirren, had been an ever-present up to that point, and was about to receive an overdue recall to the England team. With the championship won and the pressure off, it was a very happy and relaxed bunch of Rangers players who gathered at their usual Glasgow hotel for the bus journey to Motherwell for their 42nd game of the season. The squad was freshened up a little by Walter Smith and Archie Knox, and even though it is one of the shorter journeys Rangers have to make in the Premier Division, there's always time for a game of cards on the way to Lanarkshire. But no one expected an easy night at Fir Park. Motherwell have a habit of making it difficult for Rangers, and of course everyone wants the scalp of the new champions.
Andy Roberston, Durrant and Houstra. Out comes Thompson. Rangers had men to spare on the right-hand side then.
Yeah, situation lost there.
But here's Arnott. He's in behind Spackman. It's a chance for Motherwell. It's a goal for Motherwell. Sandy Robertson. Arnott didn't get it away. Mikhailichenko. Lovely work on the ball. David Robertson. Three in the centre for Rangers. 1-1. The driven cross did the damage with Mikhailichenko lunging towards it.
That's a good ball, and Mikhailichenko plays the pass but doesn't wait around. He heads straight for the edge of the 6-yard box, and David Roberston drills it across, and Mikhailichenko claims a goal.
Looks to me as though Phillippen and Martin have swapped jobs. But here's Steve Presley. Halstra. Oh, it's Mikhailichenko, it's set up for him. What a shot. He's buried it. He is having a good night. And making Motherwell pay again, as he's done so often this season.
Well, this is a magnificent shot of what is really a great finish. Dropped on his favourite left foot, watch as it comes across. Peter Houser tries to feed it in here. Comes down, one bounce, his favourite left foot. Billy Thompson's no chance.
2 more goals for Alexei Mikhailichenko. What an important player he's been for Rangers this season. But he's not alone.
David Robertson's come in and slotted in as if he had played for Rangers for a number of years, and I can pay him no higher compliment than that. He has never been any problem at all. And very similar to Gary Stevens on the other side, who has been doing the same type of job for 4 years now. Nigel Spackman, a player, I think a lot of people, look around our players and don't consider him to be one of the star players, which I don't think even Nigel would consider himself to be. But he's a very influential player for Rangers and works particularly hard, and a type of player that every team needs. And he, in 2 seasons now, has 2 league championship medals, so he's been more than successful for us.
One of the most pleasing aspects of the season for everyone at Ibrox must be the return to fitness of Ian Durrant.
He's recaptured a lot of the old zest for the game now. He looks as though he's got that wee spring in his step again. And everybody at Ibrox is delighted. He's been at Rangers since he was 12 years old, in training and in S form and then up through all the grades. So he's a popular lad and he's a bubbly character in the dressing room. He keeps them all going. And we're delighted that he's back.
And what of Ally McCoist? He seems to have won everything this season except the Eurovision Song Contest. And who's to say that Ally wouldn't fancy his chances in that as well?
Well, I felt this year, personally, I had a point to prove to myself, first and foremost. And fortunately it went well, and I did prove the point. 90% of a striker's game is all about confidence. And when you're feeling confident, you do feel as if you're going to score every game, and that for the vast majority of the season was the case. It was a great season for me. I felt very good in terms of playing up front with Big Mark. There was a certain presence the two of us gave, and I think we did cause a lot of opposing defences a lot of problems, and I thought the two of us worked well.
You've paid tribute to both Walter and Archie for sticking by you. What's the difference in approach from the previous manager?
They play me. I think basically they play me to get the different approach entirely. I think I've got to be thankful to Walter and Archie this season for giving me the chance. I knew they would give me the chance if I merited it, and it was then a matter of my own ability at doing the business. I knew that if I did score a few goals that the two of them would stick by me. And that was certainly the case. I just wanted a chance to prove to, as I say, myself and them that I could score goals and do a job for the club. And once I did get in, I knew that if I was scoring on a regular basis, there's no way they'd leave me out. And it was up to myself then, and that was certainly the case. And I just thank them for giving me the opportunity to do it.
McCoist on the turn. That's great play by McCoist.
And what of those Rangers fans who acclaim Super Ally and the rest of their Rangers heroes? They turn up in their thousands every week, home and away, to support their team. It's important to stress just how high the standard of behaviour is among Rangers fans these days. And that's a tribute to the efforts of Operations Executive Alistair Hood, the Rangers stewards and the police. It is now not uncommon for there not to be a single arrest at Ibrox on match days. And so to the final home match of this long but highly successful season. The players take the field before another near 40,000 crowd to be presented with the League Championship trophy before the match against long-time challengers Hearts. The Rangers fans on this sunny spring evening were ready for a celebration party, and they weren't disappointed. Club captain Richard Gough accepted the trophy, ample compensation for a player who had missed out 12 months previously because of illness.
So the Rangers fans witness the club lifting the league trophy for the 42nd time in their history. The first was won way back in 1891 when it was shared with Dumbarton, and of course Dumbarton are just a few days away from clinching the second division. They certainly hope to do, but Rangers Premier League champions 1991-92. And of course Rangers winning the championship for the 4th successive year. The last time they managed that was way back in 1899 up until 1902.
As to the match itself, well, Ally McCoist was looking for more goals to try to become the first Scot to win the Adidas Golden Boot.
Well, it's Durrant for Rangers. McCall tearing through the middle. Haitley's in space on the far side. It goes through to McCoist. Ally McCoist off the underside of the crossbar. Well, look at the face. The man who's searching for goals towards the European Golden Boot. He's got 35 of them this season, 31 in the league, and he'll not come much closer than that.
Well, I'd mentioned earlier what a terrific imagination Ally McCoist has got in these situations. Great control, just turns on it, digs it over Henry Smith, and very unlucky to see that hit the underside of the crossbar here. Great effort.
Here come Rangers, it's McCoist. Ally McCoist does it again. 56 minutes, Ally McCoist taking the ball from Haitley. And Ally McCoist gets goal number 36 of the season, his 32nd in the league.
And they found a little gap there, a lovely little ball put in the inside of Craig Levine. Haitley gets round the back, knocks the ball across goals, and well, couldn't drink for McCoist those chances.
McCoist's 36th goal-scoring grin of a remarkable season. And even though Hearts did manage a late penalty equaliser, it didn't spoil the Rangers' celebration party. Out came the League Championship trophy for another lap of honour and another chorus or 10 of Campioni, Campioni. Let's give the last word in this record-breaking season to the chairman, David Murray.
Well, there we are, 4 in a row. A wonderful season for us. I believe now that we're moving into a new era, the Smith era. We've had the Struth, the Simons, we had the Souness era. It's all down to Walter and Archie now. The supporters have been tremendous this year, got behind the team. We've achieved a lot, but I believe we can go on to greater things. Let's try and retain the championship next year and go on and make our mark in Europe, something we regretfully have not done for a while. And I'm sure with the greatest supporters that any team has in the world, we'll go on to greater glories together. Thanks very much.